This week we're going to talk about test administration, and the first thing that I wanted to visit with you about, hopefully by now you've read the chapter in your book, and your book does an excellent job of discussing this topic. But the first thing that it talked about in your book was how the relationship between the examiner and the test taker. My experience that that can have a significant effect, and it's been the experience when they've looked at it through research. Your book mentioned a study of some 5th grade students, I think they were 5th grade, 1st through 7th grade students that were given an IQ test, and half of them were given it under a condition where the examiner, it was called an enhanced condition, where they were friendly and more supportive, and the other half under a condition where the examiner was neutral. And they found that after about 3rd grade that the test takers did score significantly better in those more in the enhanced condition where there was the rapport with the examiner. And if you'll think about this just from your own experiences, I don't know if you've taken an IQ test or not, but most all of you have taken the ACT test. And if you think about your experience with the ACT test, especially that first ACT test, and if you had to go to some center somewhere where you were unsure where you were going, or if you forgot your pencil and was concerned about whether or not you would have a pencil to take your test, if you forgot your ID and had to go back and get it, any of those kinds of experiences could affect the way that you scored on those tests. And also, even though all of the tests are given with the same time conditions and the same directions, if the person administering your ACT tended to be supportive and friendly, then that probably made you more comfortable and helped you to do better on that test than if it was someone that was very formal and kind of cool. And for those students who were actually able to take them at their own high school with perhaps their counselor or their a teacher that they knew, that can really have a big effect on how they feel about taking the test, and so consequently on their scores. But your book did a really good job of providing several examples. The next thing that always seems to come up is race and how that affects